ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I don't know SpongeBob. We're starting off really aggressive on this episode. Sorry.
Hi, everybody.
I'm still upset about it. I don't get these references.
I'm Lauren.
Bridget, and I didn't watch SpongeBob because my mom didn't let me.
SpongeBob.
And I missed out like 15 years worth of references. And now I just recognize them because I don't recognize them.
Well,
not from the show. It's just because I've heard so many people quote it, and I'm like, I know that's from SpongeBob because somebody else acted shocked when I was like, I don't know what that is.
Maybe we'll have to add SpongeBob to our list.
Absolutely not. I missed the boat. I missed the boat. It's done.
Hootie wants to say hi, but I'm not going to pick him up because there's so many wires around me.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, welcome to Gateway Anime Podcast, where we talk about anime and how much Bridget's upset that she didn't get to watch SpongeBob as a child.
Classic issues. My brother watched it, though. That rule didn't apply to him.
How is that fair?
Because he's the classic younger sibling, and I was the older sibling that had more rules.
Listen, Mom. Mom, if you're listening...
Did I show you what they got me for Christmas?
Sad. No.
They got me SpongeBob on DVD, and we're so proud of themselves. My mom and dad bought me SpongeBob DVD. They go, we've heard how much you've missed out on references. And I was like, this is a good joke. I'm upset about it. It's a good joke. Yeah, so.
That's...
I'm mad about it, but it was good.
Hey,
I'm
Mom.
mad.
If you're listening again, Mom, I'm not mad anymore. That was really funny.
She's not. And it was great. I was like, oh, man.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
I know.
I could cry.
I opened that on Christmas and was like, how dare you? Just that quiet too. Just like, how dare you?
How can you even be mad though? That's like,
because I don't get the references. And I've lost my
excellent.
interest in watching now because it's been 15 years. And I'm like, if I've held out this long, I might as well die holding out.
I mean, it is kind of a shame because there's a lot of really excellent references. I can't really tell you that SpongeBob is worth watching, like, just to get the references. Because, I mean, it really isn't. No offense to people who love SpongeBob, but, like, it just, it's a kid show, man. Like, it is what it is. It's not Adventure Time. Like, there's no, like, deep philosophical meaning. It's just... I love Adventure Time. It's just a stupid kid show. It's like Cat Dog, but it got bigger.
Oh, I wasn't allowed to watch Cat Dog, but definitely did. Definitely did. I remember watching like one where like I don't know if it was Cat Dog or if it was some like weird internet video because I definitely watched a lot of traumatizing internet videos like Happy Tree Friends.
Loved Happy Tree Friends.
Where like one of them was like dying, but on Cat Dog, like one of them was dying and I don't know. It's a very disturbing video that's like stuck in my head. I don't know if it was from the actual show or from some weird YouTube video I watched.
I don't think that happened in Cat Dog.
Cool. Well,
I'm trying to think of the shows of my childhood. I was a big Rugrats kid. That was like
I did
my
like
show.
Rugrats a lot. Yep.
But I also really loved Aw, Real Monsters.
Nope, wasn't allowed to watch it. I also didn't want to because it scared me.
It was so good. The one that scared me was Courage the Cowardly Dog. It really
wasn't allowed to watch that. Also scared me. Also did watch that when my parents were asleep.
Ah, Bridget, your childhood.
Traumatized myself at like 2 a.m. watching Courage. That barracuda that like talks in the bathtub.
Yes, dude. Bruh. It's the space ducks for me. The space ducks really freaked me out.
I don't know if I remember that one. There's a lot. I think I blocked out most of Courage in my head because it was so scary. And then I normally cried in an episode because they were mean to the dog.
They were mean to the dog. They're always mean to
Not Miriam,
but Muriel was great. But, yeah. They lived in a town called Nowhere. Sorry, that's like the radio voice that they
There's a lot of shows that I wasn't allowed to watch that I definitely did watch behind my parents' back. They talk about that a lot. They're like, oh yeah, because we banned you from that movie or show. Did you go to someone's house and watch it? I was like, absolutely.
I don't know if my parents ever told me I couldn't watch something. I don't think they ever did. I think that there were like some movies that my mom or my dad watched with me. Like when we watched Jurassic Park for the first time, I was definitely very little, and my dad watched it with me. Or, but I mean, my dad made me watch Big Trouble in Little China like every day, which was my favorite movie for a very long time.
I remember the first time I watched Jurassic Park and it scared the bejeebers out of me. The thing that shoots the oil and or the acid, whatever it is. And I used to cry when I saw that VHS, and my mom, like, it's not even playing. I just saw the VHS and I would cry.
Oh,
The dinosaurs traumatized me, and I would tell my mom, "You're not allowed to watch that when I'm at home. Like, I can't even be in the other room. You have to watch that when I'm at somebody else's house."
I didn't
And
watch horror movies as a kid. That was what my parents didn't let me watch. But
I got
once
into
I was
that in
like
middle school.
13, they were fine.
I had a whole horror movie birthday party in middle school and had to go in the other room and hide because white noise scared me so bad.
I watched the commercial for The Ring 2, just the commercial, and I slept on my parents' floor for a week. I refused.
Okay, but our generation was legit traumatized by The Ring. When I see people like pull something out of their mouth, I'm like, it's a hair. Like, it's a hair with like a ring on it. Or the
Honestly,
horse
though,
jumping over the edge of the boat, the flies.
it was all the freaking deer, dude. The deer that surround the car in the second one, that was freaking scary.
I don't know if I ever saw the second one. I saw the first one for sure.
The second one's okay. It's not anything.
It's just
crazy.
The way she crawls. I'm not a big crawly person.
My brother. Okay, so my older brother Christian. Hi, I love you. He he's gonna be mad. So he was always such a butt to me when I was a kid, and he would just mess with me all the time. And he went to go see either the first Ring or the second one, but I think he went to the theaters. I want to say it's the second one. He went to go watch it with my aunt Lisa, and he came back and he was really freaked out. So my mom told me before he came home, she's like, "You got to be nice to Christian. He just watched the scary movie and he's really freaked out." So as the little sister who at that point in my life had long dark hair, I took a shower, and then when he came home, I shoved it all over my face and started crawling down the stairs. But I went slow, like I went really slow, and he was like, Lauren, you gotta stop that. You can't do that, Lauren. And I would just go at him, and he got really mad.
That's great. That's great.
It was worth it.
I would say that's a great sibling thing to do.
It needed to happen. Did I tell you? Okay, before we get into Attack on Titan, let me tell you the worst thing my brother's ever done to me. Okay.
Oh.
So, my first horror movie that I ever like watched all the way through is unfortunately the remake of House of Wax that had Paris Hilton and Jared Padalecki in it.
Hey, but I enjoyed that movie.
It was my first horror movie, and it was really quite frightening. So I was watching it with my friend Ashley Legg. Hello, Ashley. Hope you're doing great. Congratulations on getting married. You looked very beautiful.
Oh, congrats.
She'll never listen to this part. But we were watching this movie, and in the middle of the movie, this was right after the part where Jared Padalecki had his Achilles tendon snipped.
Yeah, I remember that.
My mom pauses it. She's like, "I need you to take the trash out." So I was like, "Okay, I'll take the trash out." It's dark outside, but the trash can is in our garage, and the garage door is closed. Both of our vehicles are in said garage. Okay. So I turn on the light. I make my mom stand in the doorway for a moment while I look under both of the cars to make sure that no one's hiding to snip my Achilles tendon. And then after everything's good, I'm like, "All right, Mom, I'm good." So I go to take the trash out. I'm walking through the garage. All of a sudden, the lights go out and someone starts banging on the garage door.
What's wrong?
So I scream. I'm crying. Like, I'm freaking out. Ashley's inside laughing because Christian had told her what he was going to do, which respectable. Also, I'm sobbing, just like run inside. And Christian comes in, and I let him have it. I yelled so many curse words, and I was 13, and my mom is just standing there like she didn't know I knew that many words.
Traumatized your mother.
No, she thought it was so funny. She wasn't allowed to tell me it was funny, but she also didn't punish me because she was in on it too. So it was
she had blame in this game.
Yeah. So
I have a story
my brother ever did to me,
almost just like that.
And tell me.
We watched I Know What You Did Last Summer at a friend's Halloween party, and their moms always did pranks like that. Like they called us and we're like 7 days the year before when we watched The Ring. But I Know What You Did Last Summer really got me for some reason. I've rewatched it since then. I'm like, wow, my standards were low.
Yeah, I mean, mine was House of Wax, dude. Like, come on, it's like, wow. Okay.
So the power goes out like mid movie, and I'm like, huh. Power goes out. Okay, and to clarify, both the moms are 911 dispatchers. One's like a psychologist for the police department, and both dads are in the police department. So it's a pretty safe feeling household. Power goes out, and I'm like, and we look, and the neighbor's power is not out, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
And so I'm freaking out. And then all of a sudden the garage light, it's a detached garage. And so we see it across the backyard, turns on, and we see a shadow of someone walking by with a machete.
No.
Walking by. I've thoroughly proceeded to have lost it. I'm sobbing. I'm in my friend's mom's arms, who's the psychologist. I'm sure she had a lot of thoughts and wrote that down in her journal that night. I'm crying. I'm like, call the cops, call someone, get a gun. I don't know.
Get a gun. I don't know.
I'm freaking out. I'm like, somebody do something, because I'm not able to do anything. And finally they felt bad enough that I was losing it. They go, it's Andrew, which is our friend's older brother, who was there. And as soon as they say that, I swung that back door open and was like, Andrew, I'm gonna kill you. I saw his shadow and chased him down the alley. I was so mad. But every year that happened. And the first time I watched I've watched a lot of scary movies. Like I remember watching Halloween when I was young, and it didn't really scare me. But Jeepers Creepers.
Ooh, I've never seen it.
Jeepers Creepers still scares me. I do not condone anything that director has done, and I don't watch it again because that director is a horrible person.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I missed that mark. You know, it's just not something like if I watched it now, it wouldn't have the same
I don't know.
effect.
Jeepers Creepers was a really beyond its moment kind of scary movie. Like The Thing, and Justin Long's in it, and I really like Justin Long.
I do love Justin Long.
And so I watched it with my mom, and there's a scary part where this like lady with all these cats has a screen door, and like they think they're talking to her, and then the door opens and the body drops, and they realize they've just been talking to like the silhouette of a dead version of her. And then the thing like reveals that it has wings and can fly, and you're like, oh no.
Dear Lord.
My mom pauses the movie because the cat wants in at our door. That's a screen door. A cat at the screen door. After that scene just passed, and I was like, no, it's night. No, cat can sleep outside. My mom was like, cat is not sleeping outside. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. My mom was like, get up off the couch and do it. I was like, no. It's like the first time I remember absolutely defying my mom, but being so scared that she was like, I can't get mad at you. I think you're actually like, you cannot move. I was like, I'm not doing it. My mom,
like, it just won't happen.
My mom opened the screen door, and I was like, close it now.
Oh my gosh.
So bad. I was so scared of that movie. And then it has that lovely Jeepers Creepers old-timey song that plays in the credits.
Jeepers Creepers. Talk about them peepers. Is that the one?
Where'd you get them peepers?
Oh, yeah.
So they he steals people's body parts to live forever. So in that song, they've cut out Justin Long's eyes.
Ew.
And then all of a sudden he appears behind them, and you see that he has Justin Long's eyes in the hole where his eyes should be. It's a great shot. But I remember being like, oh
yeah, that's gross.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a horror movie. Okay, so Attack on Titan
is also very traumatizing. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the segue.
There we go. And blood.
And blood. Wow.
Blood in this
this is not a bloody episode, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think this is just.
This is all lead up to. Yeah. This is so you get to know all of these awesome scouts who we love.
All right. How do we start this? Your Netflix summary?
Yeah, that's how we definitely start.
I forgot how this show works.
I'm pretty sure that's the way the show goes. All right, so this is the Netflix summary for episode 14. Can't look into his eyes yet. The Eve of the Counterattack, Part 1. In a special military tribunal, the military police call for Aaron's execution, but the Scout Regiment argues he is a powerful resource for humankind. Good job, Netflix. That is a very okay summary.
That was good.
Oh, let me pull up my recording so I can be ready.
Oh gosh. Lauren has some recordings she's going to make us listen to.
I have a voice recording that I took of Yuki Kaji because I need Bridget to hear it. And
I've watched this in sub, right?
I do, but
I've heard it.
Need it.
Okay. You kept saying, I need you to hear this. I was like, I've watched it in both.
No, I'm aware, but I need you to hear it now. Oh, okay. I need you to hear it right now.
Okay.
So we're good. Go ahead.
All right. Well, here we go. So Aaron looks legit crazy when he's talking to Levi and says he wants to slaughter all the Titans. I
mean, he sounds legit crazy too. Oh wait, we have a new opening. We can't.
That's my next bullet point because give me a minute. Because that scene comes right before the new opening because it's a recap.
Oh, I skipped that, I think, on accident.
Well,
oops.
So my next bullet point is new intro song. It's very metal guitar, and I love it. There's raining blood. It's very bleak. A lot of scouts and soldiers, a lot of ODM gear imagery and blades. But I said it's some fun visual intros, like the Titans appearing. There's a new Titan that looks like it appears and flashes a few times on the screen. And, I like the grappling like wires that like appear out of there, and they make cool visuals. It was entertaining. All right.
It's very ODM gear focused.
Very.
Like, ODM hey, remember this cool thing I made?
Like, hey, look at this bolt. Hey, look at this little turning, spinning wheel thing. And I'm like, all right. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
So the MP, which is military police, if y'all don't remember, they don't like Aaron, and they don't want him to be allowed to join the Survey Corps. The Premier is here. The Premier has a name. Do you know his name? I don't remember it.
Oh, his name is Dias Zachary.
Dias Zachary? I thought it was Zacharias.
No, it's like
somebody else.
No, it's Dias Zachary. I'm sorry. Dias Zachary.
So he is the Premier. He's like head. He is the person who runs like the courts. So he's here to lead the trial, and Erwin is talking to Pixis on the top of the wall to chat about...
I adore him.
Which one? Erwin or Pixis?
Okay. Erwin's my boy. You know how much Bridget loves Levi? That's how much I love Erwin. Like, I just need everyone to know that I adore him. He's a very special man in my heart.
Very stoic.
I love him. And his stupid eyebrows.
They're
so intense.
They're so well manicured.
They are so well manicured, and I love it.
So he's talking to Pixis on the top of the wall to chat about Aaron, and that the MP plan to take custody of him from the scouts. If Aaron loses the trial, he will be executed immediately, and they don't trust his Titan power. You know, the whole thing of what you fear is dangerous. You got to worry about the people more than the monsters. Well, maybe not next episode. So Mikasa and Armin are witnesses in the trial, and Aaron's been in his dungeon for like a really long time. Erwin and his team are the only ones that are really kind to him. All the MPs that like guard his cell are really rude. Hange comes to visit him, and this is when we get to see the beginnings of unhinged Hange, which is really my favorite kind of Hange. Yes, she lets him out, but she has to put cuffs on him. And then I said, Zacharias is a weird man. See, I wrote Zacharias. Oh, that's the other guy. Okay, there we go. Zacharias is the guy Mishi. That sniffs people.
Mish. So Mish Zacharias.
He
is weird. I'm thinking about it.
He's walking with Hange, and he starts sniffing Aaron, and Aaron's like, what? And Hanji's like, oh, he sniffs people to get a good read on him. So I'm like, okay. So that's the thing. They're escorted into the... Hange tells Aaron that they put all their trust in him and wishes him luck in the trial. And he's like, the what? And she's like, oh yeah, we ran out of time. Good luck in there though. And then it's a courtroom. Aaron is going in a courtroom, and they like cuff him to this iron bar in the middle of the court. The MPs say that he should be disposed of immediately. They should do autopsies on his body to better understand the Titans. And then they should just list him as a fallen soldier, which is like hella sketch, man.
Yeah.
So Erwin says that his plan for Eren is simple. They just want him as a scout to use him and his ability to retake Walmaria. There are crazy wall cultists in there, which they're a running thing throughout the whole show. And they're talking about the wall being a gift from the wall architect or deity. And I normally tune them out most of the time. Eren has no memory of when he lost control because they start bringing up the fact that he are you raising your hand?
Sorry, you got so choppy. I missed like the last 2 minutes of everything you were saying. It was just like
well, it was not choppy on my end.
Oh, it was crazy. Sorry, I thought I was like stroking out for a second.
No, you didn't even get choppy on my end.
Oh, good. Then everyone please ignore my my upset.
All of a sudden I saw your hand go up and I was like, are you raising your hand?
I was just like, what is happening?
So then they bring up the fact that when Eren transformed, he lost control and tried to take out Mikasa. He has no memory of that because, they're trying to make the argument that he's not to be trusted. Mikasa says that Eren did do that, but he saved her twice before as a Titan. But the MPs say that her feelings are giving her a bias in this situation. And they bring up that they lived together and they killed the kidnappers at age 9. And everybody's like, whoa, these people.
So it did come back.
It did come back. So they start yelling that maybe they should dissect Mikasa too, because if he's protecting her, then she's probably a Titan also. And then that really ticks Eren off.
And that's the recording I have for you right now. So I'm going to stop you real quick because this moment alone made me realize that Eren does in fact love her. Like he's definitely in love with her. Like the way he's just fighting for her life. So good. I'm going to play it. I'm sorry. Here we go. It's only 14 seconds. Tell me he's not in love with her. Tell me that he's not in love with her. Fight me.
If you're not watching it, it is very detached. It does not feel emotional.
Are you kidding me?
It
feels so good. He's screaming to save her life.
Because I don't know Japanese, I'm not watching anything. It is super detached.
To know it. I feel it.
But you also saw it while reading subs and seeing the imagery. So I know it's emotional. I've seen it.
I feel it.
But just listening to it without anything else is not.
It's the realist. You've now all heard it. Embrace it. There you go.
If you actually want to feel those emotions, please watch it.
I mean, do that too, but also you're listening to our podcast, so you're welcome for your feelings. Okay.
Eren starts getting really mad that they threaten Mikasa and starts ranting in the court saying that they haven't seen a Titan, and that there's no sense in having power if you're not willing to fight. He yells that the MPs are all cowards, running thing throughout the series, and that they should all shut up and put their faith in him. And if you're watching the dub version, he's like, "I just put your faith in me!" in the most Eren voice, and you're like, this is awkward. Because it is awkward. It just gets dead quiet after he yells at, and then one of my favorite moments. Levi walks over and just starts beating the ever-loving crap out of Eren. And it is one of my favorite gifs of sassy Levi's.
Who?
Sassy Levi's leg kick, because it's drawn so poorly.
It is really bad.
Like, it is not how human bodies bend.
It's really bad.
It is probably what I will use to advertise this show on Instagram.
Please no.
It is. It's already saved from last week on my phone.
Awesome.
Because it's just like an interesting drawing moment, but it's very epic because it's dead quiet and you didn't really see Levi appear over there, and all of a sudden he just kicks the crap out of Eren's face. Levi says the best discipline is pain, that he needs to be taught a lesson, and he's in the best kicking position because he's knelt down on the ground. Levi beats him, and the MPs are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, man! Like, what if he turns into a Titan?" And Levi beats him, and he's just like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean? I clearly, you just want to dissect him, and I can handle him. So I'm proving that I can handle him. I'm beating the crap out of him. He's bleeding. He's on the ground, like unconscious. His tooth just flew out of his mouth." And he tells everyone that they can't do what he can. And so he's making a good point in the court, like, this dude got this locked down. Erwin then uses this moment to ask that Eren be under Levi's watch specifically, and if Eren succeeds in the plan, he will have proven himself as an ally to them. But if they fail, then Levi will kill him. And the guy was like, I approve. I approve of this plan. So, we pan over to them after the court scene, and Hanji's cleaning up Eren, and they're explaining that all the theatrics were a part of their plan to get their plan approved. And they're like, thanks for going along with it. And it's one of my favorite, like, Hanji moments. She goes, does it hurt? And Eren's like, yeah. And she goes, explain it to me. He's like, what? And she picked up the tooth that fell on the ground and saved it in a little cloth. And Levi is like gonna throw up. It's so gross. And so Hanji goes, Eren, can I look inside your mouth? And he's like, yeah, sure. The tooth's already grown back. And she's like, what? And
is it a quiet moment in the dub, or does she like freak out?
I think it's a quiet moment. She's like just lost for words.
Because I really enjoy that that's what they end on, is that like quiet moment. I love, this is one of my favorite things about this show, is that, yeah, all these like crazy big things are happening. Like people are turning into Titans. That's crazy. But they never let you lose the wonder of the tiny things that happen too. Like they let you sit in it. And I'm like,
they do use quiet voices in a lot of things that happen, that, you know, if we ever get to season 2, there's a quiet moment that happens on top of a wall and you're like, what did they just say? And you're like, what? That's a huge reveal in this show.
We won't ever get to season 2. We're just gonna roll around it until we die.
Don't wish that on us, because that's one of my favorite moments. I missed it the first time, and Ryan had to rewind it because he's like, do you hear what they said? And I said the louder dialogue, and I repeated it, and he goes, no, listen to the background dialogue. And I was like,
yeah. Well, I actually love season 2, so I do hope we get to season 2.
Another fun moment in that scene is Levi sits down next to Eren and he flinches and he's like, oh, sorry, you don't trust me anymore? Hope I didn't rile you up. And it's pretty funny.
And the best moment, whenever Erwin's being just the cutest boy ever, and he's just like, you have my admiration. I wrote down, I want your admiration.
Oh,
I love him.
Levi says, you don't resent me now, do you? As he sits down and Eren flinches next to him. It's great. Yeah, this trio they're the trio that's been through it all, very wise, but also they're the true good trio. So then we get to our credits. It's a really fun outro song. We get to see
I like this song a lot. Yeah.
We get to see the main cadet squad that we saw in training, jumping around, being together. And we get to see a walnut rolling around a lot.
Yeah, I don't get that so much, but that's okay.
I don't either. I was still waiting for a moment in the show to like explain the walnut, and I was like, no, we're just okay.
It's just there. The end.
Yeah. And then we get to see my favorite Levi, the cleaning Levi. He always has like a bandana on his head and around his mouth. And they say, Armin's little voiceover says, a haven for oddballs, misfits, and iconoclasts and misfits coming together, and that was misfits and iconoclasts. And they're just talking about the Survey Corps, Scouts, and that is episode 14.
You want some voice actors?
Yeah,
I got some voice actors. So throughout these episodes, there's a lot of really big people that we know, which has been really fun for me to find them. Starting with Dilys Zachary. You got me too, just Zachary. His English voice actor's name is John Swayze, and we actually know him very well. Do you know why we know him so well, Bridget?
Clearly not.
Because he's Von Hohenheim in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
What?
Yeah. He's also All for One in My Hero Academia. And he's Sezomen Nakari in Food Wars, which you don't know, but you will eventually. He's good. We like him. His Japanese voice actor's name is Hidaiki Tezuka, and he plays Tao Yun in Shaman King, who's a really awesome character, and Yakov Feltzman in Yuri on Ice. And then we get to Hanji Zo. Her English voice actor is Jessica Calvello, and she plays Princess Minerva in Princess Minerva. So good job. Oh. And she plays Profima in I Dream of Mimi. But this is the craziest one for me because I thought I heard this, but I was just like, no. But I was right. The Japanese voice actor for Hanji Zo is Romy Park, who we know very well as well.
Name sounds really familiar.
I know, you just wait. So she plays the Will Maiden in Princess Tutu, Tamari in Naruto, who's one of the big characters in Naruto. She's not super big, but she's big enough. She's in all of it. So good job. She is also Tao Rin in Shaman King, who's dope, and Toshiro Hazuka in Bleach. But most importantly, she is the voice of Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which was so nice to see her again. Love her. She does an excellent job.
Of Edward Elric?
Yeah. Both Ed and Alphonse were played by women in the sub, remember?
I remember Alphonse, but I didn't realize
Edward was as well, yeah.
Also.
And he's played by Hanji Zo, or Romy Park. And excellent choice. Excellent choice. I heard it at the end when her voice got all low because she was asking him how it hurt. She was like, "Tell me about it," and her voice got all low, and I was like, "Oh, wait a second!" But I was so excited. All right, and then we have Niall Dock, who is who looks like the commander of the military police. I'm assuming he was the one that was arguing them. But his English voice actor's name is Ian Sinclair. He plays a weird one. Yomotsu Hirasaka in Future Diary. He plays Shu Koibuchi in Princess Jellyfish, which is super cute. I just bought it. I love it. He also plays Shoji in My Hero Academia, who's the multiple arm guy.
Yep.
And Jin Damito in frickin' Cheer Boys. I got a lot of Cheer Boys from this. Remember how much I told you how much I hate Cheer Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of Cheer Boys in these couple episodes, and I'm mad about it. But the Japanese voice actor is Anari Katsu, and he plays Koki Karina in The World Ends With You, Turbine and Shaman King, Temotsu Kinda in frickin' Cheer Boys, and Chaka and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. I really hate Cheer Boys. Everyone watch it so you can be mad with me. And
did you do these notes, or did Will do these notes?
I did these notes.
Okay, I was going to say, it would be funnier if Will did these notes. I was like, Cheer Boys.
No, I did these notes, and I was mad that I couldn't not write it down. So, anyway. And then I have Pastor Nick. Pastor Nick, I didn't have a whole lot for. His English voice actor is Francis Henry, and the only other credit I found for him that I knew was he's also Armin's grandfather. So there's that. Yeah.
Ironic.
And then his Japanese voice actor is Tomohisa. Sorry.
It's like a military court. Yeah.
Yeah. Politics have more influence than a normal military tribunal. Zachary is the leader of all 3 military forces, and that's why he gets to make the final decision. So he's
unbiased
commander. Like, he's the general.
Got it.
Of everything.
I'm the general.
So that's why he did that. And I did not have any fun facts. So that's it.
Okay. Well,
here is your Netflix summary for episode 15. Special Operations Squad, Eve of the Counterattack, Part 2. Nice. Eren is moved to an abandoned castle to continue training. Hange has been putting 2 captured titans through a series of tests and trials. That's it.
That's good. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
All right. So the Scouts' former headquarters was an old royal castle. It's a little overgrown in weeds and stuff. So we're gonna meet a few characters. We meet Petra, who in like next week's episode, after.
We're not talking about it.
Week after. I'm not. Let me finish my sentence.
Don't you dare.
Week after next week's episode, I will tell a fun thing of my fun facts about Petra that I believe in wholeheartedly. But you have to wait 2 weeks for that. But I got to do fun facts in my notes for once. So we meet Petra. Then we meet Odwa, who it's spelled like Oruo, Odwa. Gunta, which is spelled like Gunther. Gunta. Sorry, not Gunta. Gunta. And then we meet Eld. Those are like the 4 main people in Levi Squad that we meet. That we meet. This is what happens when you have to practice pronouncing German names. So Petra tells Odwa that he'll never be like Levi. He likes to talk a lot, and he's like basically trying to be the next Levi while riding on a horse next to Eren. And because he's like riding on a horse, he like bites his tongue. And Petra's just making fun of him while bandaging his tongue. It's very funny. And then they all point out all the weeds and all the dirt in the castle, and the castle's just being in shambles. And then the most Levi way, Levi tells them, grab a broom, let's start cleaning, because Levi hates dirt more than anything. Probably more than Titans. He hates dirt. And I love it. What?
Does he, though?
Oh, yes.
More than Titans, though.
I think so. It's his outlet. So Petra is very, very, very kind, and she tells Eren not to look too discouraged when Levi's kind of fussing at him. She says that Levi is short and temperamental, and I was like, well, that's rude.
Oh, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong, but I was like, wow, just go for a height jab right there. Eren says he's not used to the seriousness and Levi being so dead set on following orders.
You know, I think this is another translation thing, because in the sub, before she tells him that Levi is short and temperamental, she's like, he's not what you expected, is he?
No, she says that.
Does she say that?
Say that?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, well, then it makes sense. She's not just being rude.
But I get that. But I mean, like, you're still saying he's short.
Well, he is.
I know, but it's still a height jab. Lauren, you're not as short as me. You don't understand.
I don't.
So Petra says that before Levi was in the Scouts, he was a high roller in the Capital Black Market. And that rumor was that Erwin dragged him to the Scouts kicking and screaming. And it's kind of a fun, like, mysterious backstory of Levi that you don't get his backstory in season 1. And then Levi appears out of nowhere and asks, "What's going on?" And Aaron, he just looks at Aaron and goes, "Your cleaning is lamentable. Go back upstairs. Finish cleaning. I still find dirt." And it's great because it's a good summary of Levi outside of slashing Titans. All of the Levi Squad are discussing the situation openly about what they're doing, how they have Aaron. They ask Aaron about how changing into a Titan works, and he can't really give an answer because he doesn't have a clear memory on it. But Aaron knows that hurting himself helps trigger it. So this whole conversation is happening over tea because Levi and Levi Squad just drinks tea is their thing.
And then spill the tea, in fact.
Yeah. And then Hange makes her entrance into the scene by loudly walking into a locked and closed door. And you just hear, like, her scream, "Ow!" And then Levi just goes, "You're too early." And they all leave. Like, Hange is just a loud, boisterous group of energy, and I love Hange. And so Hange is in charge of researching Aaron and poking and prodding him and trying to scientifically figure out what's happening and what makes Titans tick and all that jazz. Odva tells Aaron to shut up when he, like, very quietly when he asks Hange,
"Are you ugly gonna laugh? I'm sorry."
He goes, "Hange, are you gonna run experiments on him?" And then I laughed at this because he's like, "Shut up, man, don't do it." And he just basically just gets Hange on this long tangent about Titans and experiments, and it's pretty funny. Hange says she's been testing the Titans that they captured in Trost. Titans, we see a visual of it, and the Titans are, like, full of nails to, like, hold them down. And they're trying to see if they can communicate, but it doesn't seem possible.
They also have, like, the world's most giant nails.
Yes, they do. Multiple times.
For real. Yeah.
They're bigger huge. Than, like, railroad nails. They're huge. What is Steve doing? I'm trying to ignore him. But what the heck is he doing? He just, look at that.
No.
Lauren, what is happening?
I don't know. I'm just giving him good pets.
It was this whole ordeal picking him up that I ignored, and then all of a sudden I look over and he's, like, Little Mermaiding on your lap.
He does that. He's a very special pupperoon.
He said, "Don't speak about me." He literally just put his paw in Lauren's mouth and was like, "Mother, stop."
I'm not giving him enough attention, and he's upset about it.
Steve, this is my time. Back up. I know you heard me on your heart. What? Oh my gosh. Anyway,
continue, please.
I can't. If those paws are gonna keep going up like that, like some little rag doll.
So sweet, though.
So weird. Look at him.
He's bent, like, all the way backwards right now. Like
flips his paws in the air.
I wish you could see how ridiculous his face is. Well, he wants me to lay him down on his back so I can pet his stomach, but I don't have enough room on my lap. I'm gonna do it, and he's gonna fall.
Goodbye, Steve.
Okay, this is fine. It's enough room, I guess.
It's enough slices. Okay, so they're trying to see if the Titans can communicate, but it doesn't seem possible. Hanji's a little reckless when doing this. There's a story. There's always this, like, same guard that's next to Hanji and the Titans that's like, "Please stop getting so close." And it's really funny because he's very stressed out. The names for the last Titans that Hanji had were Chikatoloni and Albert.
Crazy complicated names compared to the new ones, by the way. Chickadiloni. Okay.
Chickadiloni. You have to say it that fast. Chickadiloni and Albert.
Chickadiloni.
It's based on this old story of cannibals. And I don't know. Hanji tells this whole story and it's really ridiculous. The new Titans. No, the new Titans that they captured at Tross are now named Sonny and Bean. So
not Chickadiloni.
Not Chickadiloni and Albert. Sonny and Bean. So the next step was sensory deprivation. So they blocked the Titans from the sun. When they did that, Sonny grew noticeably sluggish, but Bean kept energy for a little while. So the Titans are only active in the daytime because like that's the only way they get their energy is from the sunlight. Their body metabolizes energy into sunlight. Hanji is literally distraught when she accidentally kills the first Titans she had, Chickadiloni and Albert. And so you see that Hanji's not doing this just to be cruel and experimental. She is genuinely trying to advance the research of Titans and better humanity, which is what I'm saying about like this trio of people that we meet, that they're good people on the inside. They might be kooky, but they're genuinely good people. So Hanji doesn't feel good when she has to hurt the Titans to study them. The whole time she's like poking and prodding Bean, she is crying out in pain, and that poor stressed little that stressed guard is like, you don't have to be screaming too. And she's like, how could I do this and not scream and cry? And the guard's like, what? Because he has watched Hanji probably cut down Titans. And then Sonny doesn't show pain and just like really knows how to lunge and bite. Almost like Sonny has no humanity. Like his whole personality. And Bean has some humanity in
which
them.
Is really we're gonna talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I can't talk about it yet, but wow, I just had a flash.
Yep. And so Hanji and Eren literally hold on, I skipped a button. Okay. So Hanji talks about when a Titan part is severed, it's crazy light, and it doesn't add up to the mass that the Titan should be. Hanji says that their appearance stands in sharp contrast to their true substance. So the Titan will be huge and heavy, but the minute you cut off a piece of their body, it's all of a sudden light, like something has disappeared. Like it doesn't make sense, like styrofoam, I guess, kind of. Because we've seen the damage they can cause, so we know there's a lot of mass in them. So, Eren talks about how everyone in the Scout regiment is a little off, but they're all striving for change. So, like what I just said, they're kind of kooky people, but they're like the good of the good.
Are they creepy and they're kooky?
I was waiting for you to, if I was going to say kooky enough, it was going to go Adam's Family.
Yeah.
So Hanji and Eren stay up all night talking about Titans and her hypothesis. And
Eren
exhausted.
Poor Eren.
And Hanji has not lost one bit of energy. Yeah.
And she's just talking about stuff they already knew. She's like, oh, but you learned all
that while training. He's like, yes.
Oh my gosh, this poor child.
Yeah, I know. So someone runs in, grabs Hanji, and they say that both of her test subjects have been killed.
Sad.
Sonny and Bean. So they say a military police soldier must have killed them just before dawn, but they don't know who did it. They ran out in ODM gear before they got there. Erwin appears behind Eren out of nowhere and says, this is a meme that you've probably seen before, but Erwin's like leaning behind Eren and says, what is it you think you see? Because they're looking at the dead bodies of the Titans that have been killed. And he goes, who do you think the real enemy is here? And then Eren's kind of like, what the heck? And then he just goes, ignore me. Loaded question. And then walks off with Levi, and they both kind of look at him. And it's very ominous, and that's how that episode ends. So then you get the after credits, and the 104th Cadet Corps has decided, have to decide now what regiment they're going to pledge their lives to. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Here's some voice actors. Hold on, I gotta put my dog down. He's being a lot. Everyone say hi to Steve.
No,
He's covered in my headphones.
I was trying to be rude to Steve, and then he was like,
so cute. Look at him. Look at how cute he is.
Steven, get down.
He looks like a hobo kind of right now. But
Steven,
we love him.
I'm over your antics, Steven.
I'm sorry, Steve. All right. Okay, tell me how to say this guy's name again. Unva. Is that better? Did I mess it up that time? I wasn't thinking too hard about it.
We're just gonna give up on it.
Okay, whatever. Okay, well, his last name is Bozad, which is fun. And his English
we
voice
spent
actor.
so much time on that first name, and his last name is Bozad.
His English voice actor's name is Christopher Corey Smith. He has 3 names, so you know he's a big deal. Oh no. Okay, but he plays Gato in Blue Period. He also plays Mr. Okumura.
About that.
Excuse you? I'm going over voice actors, Bridget.
You've interrupted me like 40 times already in this episode, and one of them was for something I already had done.
Excuse me. Put some respect on his name.
Oh yeah, say it. Say his first name.
Christopher Corey Smith.
Oh, I was meaning Uva, but okay.
Oh, I wasn't. No, I'm, he's neither here nor there at this point. Oh, but he also plays Mr. Okumura in Persona 5, the game, and the anime. The anime is trash. The game is excellent. He also plays Sandam. That's his name, Sandam in One Piece. I can't not say it without saying Sandam. I know. I don't know why. He plays Noel Mikimura in Devilman Crybaby, who is the father of Miki Makamura. R.I.P.
Keep going.
And then he also plays Kane Cross in Vampire Knight, which absolutely destroyed me because he's the headmaster in Vampire Knight. Vampire Knight, Bridget, is a ride. And one day I'm just going to tell you all about it because we're never going to watch it.
Oh.
Because it's awful.
Oh.
It's full of weird incest, kind of, maybe.
Oh, classic vampire trope.
It's weird. I'm just gonna tell you about it. It's gonna get weird. Anyway.
What are they? Sexy vampire incests?
No,
it's not even like Game of Thrones.
No, so like essentially, it's this girl who is raised by Kane Cross, who runs this academy for like a day class of humans and a night class of vampires, but all the vampires are like a part of the royal court of vampires, and they're all led by this one main vampire dude who's obsessed with Kane Cross's daughter, who is one of like the prefects at the school. So she and this other guy who is like her adopted brother, but not really, named Zero. Her name's Yuki, his name is Zero. They are so they know about vampires, and like they have permission to like
I don't want this anymore.
Kill them, but they can't. And it's like, oh, it's this whole thing.
I don't want
basically the main vampire is like her brother, uncle, cousin.
Nope. I don't want it. I don't want it anymore.
It's a lot. We'll talk about it later.
I don't want it.
Anyway, no. Japanese voice actor. Yeah, it's absolute garbage. They just did a reboot of the series, and I cannot. Anyway,
this time with double the incest.
Dude, yeah, though.
No!
You said that, but it's true. It's just a fact. Anyway, Japanese voice actor is Shinji Kawada. He plays Tsuchi Ibe in Banana Fish. Shino. I don't know how to say
made me laugh so hard.
Banana Fish is the least laughable anime in the world. It is
but they named it Banana Fish.
It's devastatingly sad, Bridget.
Is it as sad as Your Lie in April?
It's sadder than Your Lie in April.
Well, I don't want to watch that then.
Oh, it's going on the list. He also plays Chino in Naruto and Rubber Soul in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusader. Then we have.
But is it like Rubber Soul, like a soul, or like a shoe sole?
Like a soul. Yeah, it's weird. And then we have Eld Jin. Do you want to guess the English voice actor because you know it very well?
Christopher Sabat.
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Do you give up? No.
Yeah.
It's like Vic Mignogna.
Why does that sound familiar?
So he plays Broly in Dragon Ball Z. He also plays Tamaki Shio in Ouran High School Host Club, Dark in D and Angel, and of course, Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I didn't.
Eldest Ed?
Yeah, Elda's Ed. But here's another thing. We didn't really talk about the Vic Mignogna controversy whenever we did.
You mentioned it, yeah.
So I wrote a quick little thing about it just to get it over with because we've run into him again. We'll probably run into him again in the future. So I just want to get it out there and into the world. So just a few fun facts about Vic Mignogna. He did win Best Actor at the American Anime Awards for Edward Elric. Great job for you in 2007. He has an official fan club called Resemble Rangers, which is really cute, but also like, But
anybody that has an official fan club kind of like makes me feel icky inside.
He's a very skeevy, awful person, and he was really mean to me when I was 13, so I don't love him very much.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, really mean.
Why is he skeevy?
I'm about to tell you about it. So in 2019, following the release of Dragon Ball Z Broly, there was a bunch of allegations that popped up that he was sexually harassing fans at convention. And a few of them were underaged. So these allegations didn't go anywhere for a minute, but then they were backed by two voice actors named Monica Rial and Jamie Marchi, who claimed that they were also victims and they would vouch for all of the allegations that were coming out. So after doing an investigation, Funimation did fire him. So I guess they found something of truth in that. And then Mignogna sued them for defamation because he lost all of his work and most of his contracts. But it was dismissed by the judge that ruled that Mignogna had to pay back all of their legal fees. So
they had to just keep that charge? Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, so he's not great. Apparently he's going on like this press tour where he's giving some motivational speech or some BS. But, you know, I stand with the victims. I definitely think it happened. He was not a nice person when I met him.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go to a convention where a bunch of kids like the work that you've done, maybe be nice to the kids. I don't know, like, bro, regardless. Anyway, that's my small thing about Vic Mignogna. He does voice a lot of my favorite childhood characters, so that's really hard to live up to, but we don't. It's fine. It's fine. And if we come across him again, I probably won't be listing off his crap anymore. Anyway, the Japanese voice actor is... Your face looks crazy right now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm looking up the Vic whatever his name is.
Mignogna.
Yeah, I was looking at the Funimation stuff. He also used to work for Rooster Teeth because they did that show Ruby. Is that how you say it? RWBY, Ruby?
Yes.
Okay. And so they fired him. It's this whole huge thing. Dang.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's so upsetting because I love Ed.
He did a really wonderful. I mean, he won Best Actor at the American Anime Awards.
But I hate when someone
did a great job, but it just
like taints something that you like because of that.
He plays 3 of my favorite characters ever from when I was a child because I loved Dean Angel, I loved Dark, I was so about it, and same for Tamaki. I loved Ouran High School Host Club, and then Full Metal. Like it's sad. It happens.
Stop being gross, people.
Honestly.
Stop being disgusting pieces of garbage that just should not be on the earth. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway,
I'm real bad about that.
Japanese voice actor is Susumu Chiba, and he plays Yuki Sakisaki in Whisker Away, Mirage in Fire Force, and Tamua Ichigo in Vampire Knight, who's one of the vampire.
Is Whisker Away that one that's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's really good. You'll love it.
Yeah.
And then we have Gunter Schultz. His English voice actor is Brett Weaver. Oh, maybe we're related. He's also in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. He plays Kremen.
Ugh.
Yeah. He also plays Dog.
What character is this? Who plays Kremen?
It's Gunter Schultz.
Gunter. Okay.
And he also plays Dawes Bones in One Piece, in Toji Suzahara and Neon Genesis Evangelion. His Japanese voice actor is Kozo Mito, and he plays Kenan Maldini in Code Geass, Rei Yuki in Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. And then I can't continue without telling you about Sonny and Bean.
Sonny and Bean. The fact that Lauren told me before we started recording that she had voice actors for Sonny and Bean, I was like, what? The people that just go,
yeah, they should get credited too.
I disturbed my cats.
As you should.
As I should.
So Sonny, his English voice actor, is Jonathan C. Osborne, and he plays Taro in Tokyo Ghoul and the Karate Cub captain in Gantz.
Oh!
And then, this is great, his Japanese voice actor is Kenta Okuma, and he plays Franz, our dearly sad, dead, departed friend. Well, he was cut in half.
Long live Franz and as Titan.
Well, he didn't long live, in fact. Just a double die.
Times, dang!
And then we have Bean. I could only find the English voice actor for Bean, so I'm sorry. Whoever voiced him in Japanese, I could not find you. But it's Chris George, and he plays Sugarman, or Mikado Sato in My Hero Academia.
Very different voice tones there.
So sorry. He also plays Takura Bota in Fire Force, and Takashi Nishigori. Yeah, I think it's Nishigori in Yuri on Ice. So that's cool. There we go. And here are our mid-episode screens, and they're about the Order of the Walls, which is the religious group. So members of a religious organization that I don't even know how to say this word. Yeah. So they all started within the walls. They worship the walls as gods, refusing to allow any changes to them, even for defensive purposes. So they're very toxic. And since Walmaria's fall, their numbers have rapidly increased, as has their influence. So that's a super bummer. So no fun facts. I'm going to jump right into episode 16. What needs to be done now? Eve of the Counterattack Part 3. Here's your Netflix summary. Everyone's a suspect in the investigation to find out who killed the test subject Titans. Meanwhile, the cadets struggle to pick which corpse to join. The end.
The end. All right. Here we go. So, the MPs are examining everyone's ODM gear and trying to find the killer among the cadets. Connie says he never wants to lay eyes on a Titan again, and they have to pick a regiment today. And he looks at Jean, and Jean is like really tense, hand-fisted and shaking, and he goes, "Are you really gonna do it?" And so it flashes back. All of them that night, they're having to clean up Trost, and they're watching all those bodies burn. They're watching their friend Marco, his body is in there burning, and they're lamenting over him. Jean says if he never became a soldier, he never would have had to worry who's next. He says he has to fight. He knows it's the right thing to do, but he knows he's not a suicidal maniac like Eren. That's important verbiage later on. Later on in this next episode? We'll see. And so then, let's see. I lost where I was. There
Story of my life.
I was like, my eyes blurred. So he says he has to fight. He's not a suicidal maniac like Eren. He has a flashback of Marco telling him that he's a good leader because he's scared, and it makes him alert and sympathetic. And Jean was closest to Marco and really is taking this death the hardest. Jean says he's going to join the Scouts. And I was like, big character growth here. Big character growth for Jean. Like, that's a big deal.
Honestly, though.
Yeah. Connie asked Annie if he thinks Jean meant it. Annie says, who cares? She says, if someone ordered you to die, would you do it? Her advice is do what's best for you. Annie asked Armin what he's doing. And she says he would if he It's he. Armin's a he.
He
He
is a he.
says, he says he would if his sacrifice was to save others. Armin tells Annie that he suspects that she cares more than she lets on, and that she's joining the MPs because she has to do good there too. Armin has a soft spot for Annie. Annie has a soft spot for Armin.
Yeah.
And Annie says she just wants to live and look out for herself. Levi says that they're going on patrol, and that Aaron must always stay within 10 meters of him at all time. It's very important. Erwin talks to the cadets and gives them hope in Aaron, and says that the secrets to Titans lie in the Jaeger's cellar in Shiganshina. So Erwin gives the stats of survival in the Scouts. This is at their recruitment ceremony, so bleak stats. And he says if they can join, if they can give their hearts, they're welcome. And anyone who doesn't want to join, feel free to leave right now. And so most people just start booking it out of there because they're like, nope, not for me. Jean sees everyone moving, but he can't move, but he can't bring himself to say something. And same with Sasha and Connie, and they're all just struggling to speak out. But then Jean says there's no going back, not after they've seen it. They've all seen the worst of it, and they know they have to do something. Everybody else that can walk away hasn't seen it. So Jean just finally breaks his frozenness and yells into the night. It was a great moment, I think. And after everyone leaves, there's only a handful of soldiers left, and it's the whole cadet crew, but Annie, that went through training together. They stayed and joined, and Annie went to the military police, like she said. Erwin says those who stayed here have worked through their fear, and they have earned his respect just by doing that. Everyone is now, we pan to the survey scout plan because they're about to go on their first survey trip. Gunther says that it's entirely feasible that this operation is an alternate goal, but that Aaron needs to have faith in the commander, discussing what, they're talking about what Erwin ominously told Aaron of who is the real enemy here. He goes, the whole way this scouting thing works is we just trust our commanders and captains, because without that, we got nothing. And that we'll follow that motto for the next 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So cadet squad's now in their scout gear, and I said, bless that green poncho and the wings of freedom. I almost bought one while watching poncho. It. What else is that?
It's a
poncho. It's a poncho.
It's a cape.
It's
not connected in the front. It opens. It's a cape.
It buttons. I have a poncho that opens in the front.
Yeah, but it doesn't button all the way down. If it clasps at the neck, but not anywhere else, it's a cape.
But it's not in the middle. It's got a hood. It's a poncho.
It's a cape.
So it's a poncho.
And
Jean holds Aaron to his actions. He asks for him to explain what him attacking Mikasa was all about, and that the scar on her face is from him. And which is good. Aaron needs that. Aaron needs someone that's going to keep him grounded and keep him a little hey, dog, you might be able to turn to a Titan, but it doesn't mean you can do anything you want. And so Jean's going to be that, that opposite end of the spectrum balancing force for Aaron. Tell me when you find what you find. And, Jean says that if Aaron can prove that he's worth it, that trusting him is going to help everyone, then they're with him all the way. And it's really big character growth for Jean.
Okay.
It's a poncho? Okay.
No, it's a cape. The defining feature of a poncho is that it must be pulled over your head, so it does not have an opening at the front. So if it is buttoned and goes over your shoulders, it's a cape. If it needs to be pulled over your head, it's a poncho.
Interesting. All right. So they're wearing their green ponchos.
Cape. Just kidding. I'm not giving up. It's a cape.
So Aaron sees some kids looking up at the scouts as they're all getting ready to ride out the gate. And they're seeing the wings of freedom. Sweet. I know. It's very full circle moment here.
It is.
And the gates open up and they begin their mission to retake Wall Maria and get to Shiganshina, the 57th recon mission of the scouts. So after the credits, the scouting formation ends. A new Titan displaying intelligence has appeared. And this says, note for Lauren only, do not read out loud. So I'll tell you
don't
that,
read it out loud.
Good job, dude. I was about to say this out loud, and I was like, no. I knew I'd write that in there.
I love it.
Oh, I already told you this before about
okay.
about Erwin and Armin.
I love Erwin.
So
okay, I'm good.
you got some voice actors for us?
I have one voice actor.
Ooh.
I have Dieter Ness, and that is it. He's their bald.
Is that what you said?
Bald dude. Dieter.
Dieter's not bald. We see Dieter in like 4 episodes from now, and he's blonde.
I thought it was bald.
No, Dieter's got like shaggy blonde hair, long blonde hair.
No, that's Luke.
No, that's Dieter.
Is it?
I had the captions on. That's Dieter.
Oh, okay. Well,
Dieter's like, Ivan and I grew up together. We were best friends.
Oh,
that's Dieter.
I thought that was someone else.
No, that's Dieter.
Oh no, I hope I didn't mess up that voice actor. Here we go. Anyway,
I was like, what are you talking about? Dieter has hair. A lot of hair.
I've got like 2 weeks to fix it, so it's fine. But Dieter Ness, his voice actor is Jonathan Brooks. He plays Foxy in One Piece, Prussia in Hitalia, Mitsuru Sasayama in Psycho Pass, and Fred Aberline in Black Butler. His Japanese voice actor's name is Koichi Sakaguchi, and he plays Prince Ness in Gigantica.
What is happening in the background right now?
Will is opening something. I'm so sorry.
Lord.
And he also plays Jesse's Arbok in the original Pokemon series. So that's fun. Just Jesse's. None of the other Arboks.
None of the other Arboks, just Jesse's Arbok?
One.
Okay.
He's the sassiest Arbok, so...
Arbok's the snake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job!
Thanks. It's an original Pokemon, so I can remember some of that.
Honestly, though, these new ones, I'm just like, what?
Man, if it's not like original that? 25, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
The mid-episode screens for this is just about selecting a branch. So after 3 years of training, a ceremony is held in which cadets can choose amongst the garrison regiment, scout regiment, or military police regiment. However, only the top 10 can enter the military police, so the choice is limited to the scout regiment or the garrison. Most choose the garrison because they don't want to die. That's
so
it.
dumb that the top 10 have to go to MPs that don't do squat. Anyway.
I have no fun facts because it is not fun.
True. So next week, we're going to watch episode 17, 18, and 19. 17 is Female Titan.
What?
The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 1.
They don't have buttholes, but do they have boobs?
Portholes. Yeah, they look like onions. I used to call the female Titan Onion-Boobs.
Wow.
They look like cartoon
That's
onions.
Cute.
There's like one time where the female Titan's like bent over doing something and it is just like a boob shot. And it's not sexual at all because I'm like, they look like 2 onions from Shrek.
Oh. Okay.
So that's good old onion boobs. Episode 18 is Forest of Giant Trees. Not small trees. Giant trees. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 2. And then episode 19 is Bite. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 3. And then the next week, next week is episode, we're in the last 3 episodes of this show, season 1. Because in the next week, it's episode 20, Irvin Smith, the 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 4. I'm just finding excuses to say that. And then episode 21, Crushing Blow. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 5. And then episode 22, The Defeated. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Part 6. And then our final 3 episodes. Which are all Part 1, 2, and 3 of another arc.
Of course.
Because that's all they do in this. They give you 1 adjective. And then something, 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 part 1, part 2, part 3,
you know what?
part 4, part 5.
It works. It works
part
pretty
6,
good.
Part 7.
We ain't mad about it.
I'm a little disappointed in the creative lacking of naming.
Well, I ain't mad about it, I guess. Anyway, we love anime.
Yeah, we love anime. And we love you.
We love you.
And if you're in Texas, stay warm.
Yeah, it's freaking cold. I'm
freaking cold. Like, it's supposed to snow tonight, and I'm like, bruh, it's
It was like
March in
90
less than a
degrees
week.
yesterday.
Yeah, I had shorts and a shirt sleeve on comfortably.
I was
and now I'm under a
sweating
heated
yesterday,
blanket.
and now
with a
I'm
heater.
freezing.
Yeah, and a hoodie on. Like, so rude. Right. Well, everybody, bye.
Yeah. Bye.